Hello everyone, welcome back. This is CreativelyJean and my name is Jean. So today we're going to continue. We're going to do part 2 of our 6x6 album. So last time in part 1 we managed to get the whole cover down and we had finished and we put in the binding strips. Now I forgot to tell you, when you do the binding strips, cut the ends on an angle. So do both ends and just cut them on an angle. It doesn't matter how much. It'll just make it, your pages won't be too tight. So do it on both ends. So that's where we're at. Now we are going to make the pages to add on here, okay? So I already have 4 of them done. We need 6 all together. So I have 4 of them here. They will look like this. Got one that wants to not be glued very good. Fix that. Sometimes I'm rushing to get these done. Okay, so let's cut 2 more out. Now I want to show you, I want you to pay attention when you cut your paper. So the first one I'm going to cut, we need 6 altogether, 5 3/4 inch by 5 3/4, and then 6 of them at 5 3/4 by 6 3/4. So I'm going to do the 11-inch side. I'm going to cut the first one at 6 3/4, okay? So we have this piece, and now I'm going to turn it and go 5 3/4, okay? And we have this piece. So this is our scraps. I will show you how this is important. So now this one, I'm going to start on the 11-inch side, and I'm going to do the 5 3/4 inch first. Now see how much bigger that piece is? Can you see that? I'll show you why that makes a difference in just a second. And now we'll cut our 5 3/4, and that should be our 1 page then. Okay, so these are our scraps. So when we cut the 5 1/2 inch first, you're getting a bigger piece, and that is going to be perfect for our tags to go inside, okay? If you cut the 6 3/4 inch first, this is the biggest piece you get. And see how much shorter it is? So it makes a difference on how you cut your paper. So always try to be aware of that. I have made many mistakes and wasted many papers over the years by cutting it wrong. So now these 2 pieces, whoops. That's okay. I cut that 5 3/4 and 5 3/4, didn't I? Okay. So then I need another one. I'm going to start at 5 3/4. I slid it just a little. 5 3/4 by 6 3/4. Okay. Keep all your scraps. Never get rid of your scraps till you're done with your project. And now we'll do the 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And 5 3/4. That's it. Now we have 2 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and 2 of them at 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. Put those aside. Now we're going to take the 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. We're going to put it in at the 6 3/4 side, and we are going to score 1/2 inch on each side. So we're going to go at 1/2 inch on this side, and we're going to do 6 1/4 on this side. Okay, 1/2 and 6 1/4 on that side. All right, so far so good, guys. All right, so then we're going to score those. Score both of them. Flatten them down a little bit. And we'll score this one right away. Oh, by the way, I am still using the 110-pound Michaels cardstock. That's what I use for my pages and everything. I like the sturdiness that it gives you at the end, and your book is so heavy at the end. Okay, so now we are just going to glue these 2 pieces together. Okay, and we're just going to start on one side. Now you can, if you're really good, you can do glue on both sides, but I just do one side at a time. Match them up. Okay, here's one. Now we're going to glue the other side. These will give us a nice pocket. If you don't want pockets, then just close up that third side. So I'll show you. But you can use the pockets to hold extra photos, cards, whatever. So if you don't like the pocket, you're just going to run glue along this side and then it'll close it right up, okay? But the pocket just gives you lots of extra space, so you might as well use it. Like you can put, you know, different mementos in from, you know, like birthday cards. If you're making it for a child's birthday, you can put their birthday cards in there. You can put lots of extra pictures. Maybe there's little notes from people. You want to keep that. I have kept, in the past, I've kept like those Mylar balloons. I have a few of my daughter's Mylar balloons, flatten them out. Cut pieces of her tablecloth off from her parties. I've kept invitations. I've kept a napkin. You know, I keep all that stuff. I don't know why, but I did. Okay, so we have all 6 of them done. And let's turn you that way. So ready to go. We're going to add these in, okay? Simple to add them in. All we're going to do, we're just going to start on, I'm going to start on the back one, and they will just slide right over. Okay? Now again, here you can use tape or glue. I like to use glue just because I like the little extra time I have. And you don't have to like go all the way down to the bottom. I just kind of stay along the top. Do both sides right away. Don't let that touch. So you can see I have it. And all we're going to do, if you can see, I know I'm kind of close, but I want you to see what I'm doing here. And we're just going to slide this over, okay? Now, before you flatten it down, I like to position it. Try to get it in the middle. The first one looks pretty good. And then I'll lay it down. If it's not centered, you got time to move it. Okay. We got one down. I'll bring it back a little bit so you guys can see again. Now we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to glue, put this on. Okay. These books are really sturdy. By the time we get this in, all our decorative paper, which I'll show you what pad I'm using again when we start the pages. Okay. So now I like to, what I'll do is lay it down now on top of the other one and match it up with the other one. So you can kind of see they're both nicely overlapped. And then go ahead and lay it down. Okay. Make sure you get any glue that might have leaked out. You don't have to glue together. Now we're going to do the third one. Hope you can't hear my wash machine in the background. I don't think you can, but I want to get a load started too down here. Okay. A little bit more that way. Okay, looks good. You can see I have 3 pages going there. And flatten it down. You can use your bone folder, whatever. Use my rag to get in there just to make sure I get any excess glue. I can't even say it now. Excess glue. Woo! Okay, now I'm going to start with this one down here. You can do them in any order you want. That's just me. Glue just gives you a little extra time to deal with. Now let's center it again. If you want to center it there. I know I got to bring this one side up a little bit. I can see and over. Looks pretty good right there. You just adjust each page as you put it in. Okay. So far, you can see what we got here. Oops. remove that one. Hopefully I have enough glue on there. Come on. Okay, make sure. Looks pretty good. Okay. And next one in. I'll lay it on top of that one. Flip it, make sure I don't pull it off this time. Oops, I did again. Jean, what are you doing? Getting rough with your album here today. And we're gonna lay down the last one now. And then the fun begins. This is probably gonna be at least a 4-part videos for this album. Don't want to make them too long for you guys. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And there we have our album. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, let me put the pin in here quick and bring you guys back down. I see I left you up high. I left you guys high up. Okay. What I'm going to do is, this is the color I want for the paper I'm using, but this was too light, I thought, on camera. That's why we did everything in this one. Don't worry, this won't go to waste. I'll use this one for another one. Okay, so we're going to use this one now for the rest of this album. And let me move this out of the way, this out of the way. Now what we're going to do, I always leave my cover and back for last, because I feel like I'm doing this all the time. I mean, you can do it first if you're, you know, if you're doing your pages outside the book and then putting them in, but I do my pages and then I'll do that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, got that part done. Okay, so our first page right here, we are gonna cut, move that off to the side, and my paper, now we're gonna be using that, and this is still the Michaels. Down a little bit more. 110-pound cardstock. It comes in white and black and gray and brown, the khaki and the off-white. I think that's all. And the packs were just separate colors. You could get, of course, the multi-packs of greens and all that stuff, but for my bases, I like to stick with like the off-white, whites, and blacks pretty much. And then you get a full big pack of, like, what is it, 100 sheets in there, I think. Because you need a lot of paper to construct the book. Okay, so now we need 4 of them that are going to be, we're going to cut 4 that are going to be 2 7/8 by 3 3/8 inch. Okay, so we're going to go 2 7/8. And remember, 7/8. And if you don't have, like I've told you before, when you get yourself a cutting board or like a scoring board, get yourself a good one, because most of your cutters do not have the 8s on it. But this scoreboard and the scoreboard, I know it do for sure. And so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but they have 7, there's 7/8 is right between the, that's the 3/4. So 7/8 is right there between 3/4 and the round number. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. So get a scoreboard if you're not sure where your 8s go. You know, that'll help you out for when you're trying to make things. I try not to do 7 or 8s at all, guys, but there's sometimes when you really have to. And I don't think I have it too much in this album, but for this page, I did need to use them. So we're going to go 2 and 7/8. So 7/8. So there's the 3/4, there's the 3. So we're going to go right in between that big line, right in between the 3 and the 2 3/4. Yep. Okay. So then we're going to go this way and we're going to go 3 and 3/8. Now your 3/8 is between the 1/4 and the 1/2. You can see that? 3/8 is between the 1/4 and the 1/2. So there's your 3/8 mark. Okay. So we need 3 and 3/8. So here's your 3. Here's your 1/4. Here's your 1/2. So we want 3 and 3/8. Okay. Cut as many as we can get out of this strip. And my scraps for this album, oh, here they are. I was going to say, we could have went after some scraps too for this piece, which I should have had them here ready. And see if we have anything that, but it didn't have it ready. Okay. Now let's see if I have anything we can use. This one maybe. Let's see if this is 2 and 7/8. Nope, but we can go this way. And we can go 3. Oh no, wait, because it won't be 2 and 7/8, will it? Ooh, I think it is just 2 and 7/8. It is just 2 and 7/8. So 3 and 3/8. We only need one more here. Should be the same size. Tad short. Yeah, it was just a tad short from the other ones. So we don't really want to use that one. Bummer. All right, what's this one? Let's see if this one will be good. Nope. So we'll have to use one of these. Okay, so 3 and 3/8. 2 and 7/8. You know, I don't cut most of this stuff for when I'm doing a full album like this. So if I did, I would know what sheets to use. But all right, so now we have 4 of them. We needed 4. Okay, now we need our scoreboard again. I'm gonna get my other tool because I like this one better. I like this better for scoring. This is just, I think, too fat. I like this for flattening out. Okay, so now we just want to score on the 3 and 3/8 side. So 3 and 3/8. We are going to score 1/2 inch on all 4 of them. So 1/2 there. 1/2 there. And 1/2. Okay, let's move that. All right, so now next, we are going to fold all those over. Okay, and I'll give them a crease. Page 1. So now we're going to put them in like this. I'm going to turn this sideways. So we're going to put 2 on this end like this. And then we'll put 2 on this end like that. Okay? So let's start. You'll see when we get it done, you'll be able to see better. Bring it down a little bit. Okay. So the album goes this way, but I'm turning it this way to make it easier for me so I can see the edge. Just going to throw some glue on. Barely Arts glue. And then we're just going to center it here right on in the corner here. So make sure you're lined. Make sure you lined on the edge here. And make sure you line up on the edge on the side, okay? So get those lined up. And then we're gonna flatten it down. I'm gonna open it up and make sure I don't got no glue anywhere. Like I said, you could do these pages out of the book if it's easier for you. But to help all my beginners, I'm gonna do them in the book so we don't get things upside down and all around and everything else. And you guys can kind of tell what we're doing here. Okay, now in this one too, I want to get right on the edge. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge, all right. Okay. Go, I moved it, of course. Looks good. And I try to keep all your center corners as nice as possible. Okay, now we're going to go this way. I'm going to turn it this way. And we are going to put the other two this way. Okay, just again at the edge. And then I'll shut my one here just to make sure that I am bumped up against it the best you can. Don't worry if you're not perfect. Like there, I got to pull it back a little bit. So you just want to try to get them as close as possible there, so everything's lined up. Now you can probably hear the wash machine singing to us. And I have to see, put this one out because I think I'm a little bit. I gotta go down just a little on this corner. All right. Now we're going to put our last one in there. Right now we're kind of just, most of the pages we're just going to design here. We'll put the paper on later. Some of the pages you will have to put paper on right away. Okay, put this one down there. Line up. So everything's nice and lined. Okay, I'll bring that up. So now we have 4 little openings. Like that, okay? So that's all we're going to do on that page for right now, okay? So next page is, we're going to put this one we're going to need to put down a piece of paper. So where's my pad of paper? So this is the paper I'm using. I showed you guys this the other day. It's by Craft Consortium. I really like this. I haven't ever bought this before. I've never even heard of this before. And I was searching Amazon one day. And, well, I fell in love with the cover, which I think I'm going to use the cover on the front. I think I'm going to make a 3D cover. I'm not sure yet. Don't know what I'm going to do for the cover yet. So what they have, there's, in here, there's 40 double-sided sheets. There's 6x6. And they go by GSM, which I'm not really sure the weight of GSM, but it's pretty heavy. I'll show you. So they have, let's see, some of the pages are 200 GSM and some are 150 GSM per lesson paper. So I will show you that. So they got the regular. So here's some of the per lesson. I don't know if you can see that in there. And it's like a really heavy paper. So I don't know if you can see that. It's really hard to see on camera, but there's a little shine to it. Then the regular cardstock is a good 65 pounds. It's a really nice heavyweight paper. So this is what, here you can see how shiny this one is. This is a cardstock though. This isn't so this side is shiny. So some of them are shiny and then the other side is a flat finish. So really nice. I mean, look at this sheet. So I just love that. Okay. So let me see. What do I want for this one? I don't really, just a regular background, I think, on this one. I think I'll do this one here, I think, for this page. So our pages are 6x6, or 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, remember? So they're 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Now you can make yours as much space around as you want. So if you want to go, I'm just going to go, I think I'll just do 5 1/2, just like a barely an 1/8 inch around. I think, yeah, I think I'll do 5 1/2. So we're barely going to have an 1/8 inch around there. So cut these down. This does have an orientation, but it doesn't matter right now. 5, what did I say? 5 1/2, yes. And you can use 12 by 12, cardstock. Of course, you can cut that down. I like to make the 6x6 albums because you can use the 6x6 card packs, paper packs, and you're not having a ton of waste. Move that over there. Okay, so we're going to put this down first. Get that down. And we are going to, no, I want the blue. I want the blue because I'm blue. We're just going to lay that down so that we can do the rest of our page. Okay. So some of them we'll have to put a piece down before we can do our top pieces. And some of them we'll decorate later on. And then some of them we'll need our magnets for, which I don't think we'll get to today. So we'll need we'll use quite a bit of magnets. I will show you an alternative to magnets also. Okay, so now we are going to add lace to the bottom of this one. And I'm just going to use this lace here that I have. You can use, really, you can use whatever size you want. This is just going to help hold in a tag or whatever, some bunch of tags or a bunch of pictures. And first I think I want to cut this edge off a little straighter. Right. And so cut that end, and I'm just going to go from the edge of the paper. So 5 3/4 or 5 1/2 is what you want to go. So right about here. Don't stress if it's not perfect. I don't stress. Okay, so we're just going to lay that down. Now you only want to glue the 2 short ends and the bottom end. That's all you want to glue, okay? Now we could use the Fabri-Tac, but this works just as well. I'm just going to use the regular glue. You can use Fabri-Tac if you want to, but and Barely Arts and the other one, I lost the name on that one. They dry clear anyways. Art Glitter Glue and Barely Arts. I can't think and work at the same time, guys. Okay. Just gonna lay that down like that. Grab my little rag. Okay, that's what we got so far for this page. Now, we're just also going to make a little belly band to go across here. That'll help hold things down. Okay, so for our belly band, we'll go to our scraps for sure on this one. We need one piece that's going to be 1 inch. Let's see, we did 5 1/2 by 1 inch by 6 1/2. Grab my pen. No, come back here. Okay. Let's see, this one should be good. Make sure it's going to be 5 or 6 1/2 we want it to be. Nope, 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 nope. I'm sure. Okay. 6 1/2 by 1 inch. Okay, then we are going to score a 1/2 inch on each side. So 1/2 inch on each side. So 1/2 inch and 6. Fold over your scores. And we are going to take it and we are just going to glue it right about here. Then later on, we'll put a piece of paper over the top of that. So we're just going to score it right around here, or glue it right around here, about the middle, give or take. Don't be perfect. Don't stress. Okay, we're just going to put down. And I'm going to try to see if I got it somewhat straight. I'm looking in the camera too, and hopefully it's pretty straight. I'm using the flowers to kind of help me too. Okay, Now that'll help when we do our tags, and it'll just help keep tags from flopping forward. Okay, where are we at? 30 minutes. That's page number 2. So we have 2 pages. Okay. Let's see, what's page number 3? How long is that going to take us? That shouldn't take us too long. Okay, so we are just going to do a flip. We're going to do a top flip. This will be very easy. Okay, so we need, let's see, move some of this out of here, see if we have some scraps, because we need I'm going to do a full, and remember again, our pages are 5 3/4, right? So I'm going to do a full sheet. So we're going to do 5 3/4 by 6. Okay, so we're going to cut a piece that's 5 3/4 by 6. So let's see if we got one. And I will take out of here first as best as I can before I cut other sheets. So this one is 6. It should be 5 3/4. Oh, it's not. Bummer. So I know I got some bigger ones. Okay, so let's see. This one is going to be, ooh, nope. Doesn't look like I have any. Okay, so we need a 5 3/4 by 6. I'm sticking with easy pages as much as possible. We will make other albums later on that will have some really like intricate and some you know, movement pages, stuff like that. But right now I'm keeping them as easy as possible. So on your 6-inch side, we are just going to score 1/2 inch. So we're going to score at 5 1/2 inches. Okay. Easy so far. So far, all these pages are really easy. This was probably our most intricate, hard one, but I don't even think that was hard. And then I think we're going to be doing, I'll give you a little sneak peek of what I'm going to do on that one. Is what I have here. I think I'm going to do on that one is cut these squares down and put them on each one of these. Is what my plan is. But my plan can change, you know that, right guys? Okay, so score that. I have got off. So we're going to make this one a top flip. So it's going to flip this way. You can make it a side flip. If you want a side flip, you can make it a bottom flip. You choose. Whatever way you want to flip it. This one we're going to do a top flip. Okay. Oh, you know what I did wrong, guys? Oh, that's what I wanted to do. That's the other page I was doing. Okay. I wanted a little peeky. I want to peek. On this one, I wanted to see the bottom page later on a little bit. So let's just flip it this way. You can go all the way down to the bottom, but I wanted a little, I'm like looking at it. There's a little bit down here. You know, the page doesn't go all the way down to the bottom. That's okay because I wanted to show the bottom page on this one. But you can take your flip all the way to the end, but we're going to do something there to show off the bottom so that you can see that there is a bottom page. And we are going to magnet down anyways. Ooh, my pin is in my rag. Okay, there's our flip. Let's put that in my pin cushion like it should be. All right. So where are we at here? Perfect. So we got 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we have time to do this one, and then I think we'll call it a day. So this one is going to be a gatefold page. Oh, so I can get over here and get my stuff. Lost it. I lost which one I wanted to do. I think I want to do the full gate. Nope, I think we're doing the partial gate fold on this one. Okay, so for this is a gate. It's going to be a gatefold. Now this is going to look difficult, but it's not. Okay, so what we need to do is get some paper. We need to cut 2 of them that are going to be 5 3/4 by 3 3/8. So we'll start out with that. We should have some 5 3/4 here. So 5 3/4 inches, which we have. And then we want it to be 3 3/8. So 3/8 again is right after between the quarter, in between the quarter and the half. Okay. Okay, put that up there. And we need one more like that. Digging through my papers. 5 3/4. And 3 3/8. Okay. Okay, perfect. And then we need 2 of them 3 by 3 1/2. So let's see if we got these scraps. 3 by 3 1/2. We're gonna need 2 of them. I don't think I have anything as wide as 3. So I have to use some of these. 3 1/2 by 3. I need 2 of them. One more. No 8s on this one, guys. 3 by 3 1/2. And then we need one last piece. That's going to be 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Ooh, that's just about perfect. Just have to take a sliver off. It might have fit. 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. All right, let's assemble this. Put this off to the side and this one for a minute. So we're going to take these 2 long pieces and we're going to score 1/2 inch on opposite sides, okay? This is going to open like a door. Okay, so we got them like on here. So this one, don't matter, you can flip it. So we're just going to basically score 1/2 inch on this side and 1/2 inch on the other one. And you can flip them either way, it doesn't really matter, right? So they're just we're gonna glue them down and then they're gonna open, okay? Then we're gonna have these couple little pockets. So on the 3 1/2 inch side, we also wanna do a 1/2 inch score and another 1/2 inch score. And we also wanna do a score, a 1/2 inch score on one of the long side too. So we got on the 3 1/2 inch side, and we also do want to do on one of the 3 inch side, only on one. Now this is going to make a little difference where you do this one. So this pocket's going to go on this side of our page, and then this pocket is going to go on this side. So let's flip it to this side. You'll get it in just a minute. Okay, so these are 2 pockets. So see how, so pretend that this is one piece. So you got your score this way, and you got your score this way. All right, now we'll assemble it. This will make sense to you, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna fold these. I hope it's making sense anyways. Okay, again, I'm gonna turn this, because we're going to put one here, we're going to glue one here, and we are going to glue one on the other side. And I'll turn the book. So if this is the way it goes, we're going to open like this, okay? But just so I can see the edges again, we want to glue, I'm going to glue it this way so I can see our edges. Just put your glue on there, and I'm going to line it right to the edge. Make sure it's all centered around. Okay, make sure it adheres, and I'm just going to make sure no glue seeped out, which for once it didn't. Okay, now we want to do it this way. Before I glue it, I'm just going to make sure it closes, and it does. Make sure I cut right and it doesn't overlap. If it overlaps, we could just cut a little bit off. But I'm hoping, you know, I got my measurements right. So I like to kind of take and close that other one so I can make sure we're good. Oh, I moved it again as usual. Hold on before it dries. Before it dries. A little bit more glue down. I keep moving it when I rub on it. Okay, now I make sure that looks pretty good. I'm gonna bring it up to me. And I want to go up just a little on this side. Perfect. Okay, now Jean, hold it still. Good girl. Okay. This will make sense in just a minute. There we have our gatefold. Okay. Now we're going to do our two little pockets. So first of all, this corner, we can get rid of that corner. So let's just cut that off. I'll do one at a time. We're going to attach this one. Fold those back. I'm going to cut a little bit more off just so it doesn't overlap. I got my corner is not cutting down there yet. Get right down to that cross there. Okay, now we're just going to glue this right down in this corner. Bottom corner. Okay. Okay, get the glue. Get that corner a little bit more there. I'm having problems cutting my corners, guys. I can't cut corners. Enough glue on there so that... Okay, now just line it up into the corner here. Open my page so I want to overlap onto the other page. Get it down in the corner there. Okay, there's one. And now we'll do the other side. And we'll see if we can get enough of that cut off that time. And fold those back. And then this one's going to go down here in this corner. I see I need to take just a teeny tad off the side. You may have to adjust things sometimes when you're putting it in the book. Okay, I'll lay that one down there. All right. My most important part is to try to get it on this end, the open end, as even as possible. So it looks nice from that end. Remember, we'll be putting paper down also. This one I didn't care about because I don't need to put a full sheet down in there. So I ain't gonna put the paper down now. You could if you want to, but why waste a full sheet of paper when you don't really need it? You could still get a full sheet down if you wanted anyways. Okay, now that other one that we cut 5 3/4 or 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, that will hold our page shut. We'll slide that in there and that holds our page shut. So that's what that is. Page down. Just like that. All right, we're gonna stop here. So we got our first page. Got the 4 flaps, so you get that. We have our second page with our lace pocket. And then we have a flip page. And then we have our gatefold with the little holder. So that's what we'll stop. Today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 pages to go. So this is probably going to be a good 4-part. All right, guys, so we'll end right here. I'll see you guys back in part 3. I hope you guys are enjoying this album so far. If you could please give me a like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.